King of the Forest Rangers, released in 1946 by Republic Pictures, was one of the last big adventure serials of the decade and remains a favorite among fans of classic chapter plays. Hi, I'm Catherine Stewart, and this is Cliffhanger Friday here at Atomic Age Pictures, where we bring you a new, old serial on the first and second Fridays of the month. The production was directed by Spencer Gordon Bennett and Fred C. Brannon, both veterans of the serial format, and featured Larry Thompson as the heroic U.S. Forest Ranger battling criminals in the wilderness. The story blended outdoor action with cliffhanger thrills, relying heavily on Republic's knack for high-energy stunts, location shooting, and economical yet dynamic special effects. The project came together during a transitional period in Hollywood when serials were beginning to give way to television, making King of the Forest Rangers both a continuation of a proud tradition and a sign of changing times. Behind the scenes, the production faced the challenge of filming in rugged outdoor locations around Southern California, which brought authenticity to the scenery, but also tested the endurance of the cast and crew. Much of the shooting took place in the Iverson Movie Ranch and other natural areas, with long days under the hot sun and unpredictable weather. The cinematographers made skillful use of Republic's favored day-for-night technique, allowing night scenes to be filmed in daylight and avoiding the logistical problems of actual nighttime shooting. The art department and prop masters worked hard to create believable forest ranger outposts and villains' hideouts, often repurposing existing sets from previous Republic serials to stretch the budget without sacrificing visual appeal. Stunts were a major highlight of the serial, and Republic's legendary stunt team, led by Yakima Canutt, brought their trademark energy and inventiveness to the action scenes. Cliff falls, high-speed chases, and hand-to-hand brawls were staged with precision and often shot from multiple angles to maximize excitement in the editing room. The serial's frequent horseback chases, fights in treacherous terrain, and scenes of explosions in forest settings required careful coordination to ensure safety. Many of the stunts were performed by doubles who risked injury in the rocky hills and dusty trails, but a number of actors also insisted on doing portions of their own action to maintain realism on screen. In the end, King of the Forest Rangers stood as a showcase of Republic Pictures' serial-making craftsmanship. Though not as widely remembered as some of the studio's superhero or science fiction adventures, it exemplified the rugged, outdoor action style that set certain Republic productions apart from their competitors. For the cast and crew, it was both a grueling and rewarding experience, demanding long hours, physical endurance, and the kind of teamwork that was the hallmark of serial filmmaking. Today, fans of classic adventure cinema can still appreciate the film's energetic pacing, stunning stunt work, and the dedicated effort that went into bringing the Forest Rangers' battle for justice to life. Now, before we get into the action, please like and subscribe, and check out our second channel, Atomic Age Originals, where we post our own original films. Now, get ready for alpine action in 1946's King of the Forest Rangers.
Nothing to worry about, Carver. It's only Tom Judson bringing out supplies from the trading post.
Our amateur archaeologist, but he's a shrewd old customer.
Hello, Mr. Carver. Hi, Martin. You fellas digging up anything interesting?
Very interesting. My investigations proved to me that the ancient people who built these towers were attacked and destroyed by some unknown tribe. These towers were fortresses they tried to defend.
A very convincing theory. The whole trouble with it is, it's all wrong.
Do you think the old codger has discovered something?
I'll find out.
You see, you fellas work too hard. You bust your backs digging and don't get anything at all. Now, me, I just mosey around, ask a few questions, and come out with something important. Look at here. Now, them figures and things mean something. Picture writing, I guess you'd call it. You think you can read it?
Maybe after a lot of study. But these things usually turn out to be some folk tale. Maybe it's the story of the destruction of the ancient tower men by their invaders. Half of it's gone.
That's right. Now, if I could find the other half of that rug, maybe it'd be able to prove my theory.
What is your theory, Tom?
A buried treasure. Well, I still think that's kind of a plot to tell us how to find it.
Preposterous.
Whatever that means. See, the trouble with you archaeologists is that you got too much education, not enough common horse sense. I'll take it over to the ranger station, show it to King. Maybe he's got some notions.
It's a very good idea. You going over there now?
Well, no, I got a lot of things to deliver yet. But I'll probably see him this afternoon sometime.
We gotta get his half of the rug.
We'll get it. Just keep your eyes open for any other visitors. Spare? Come in here.
What's up?
Tom Judson just found the missing half of this Indian rug.
The other half. That would give you the whole plan.
Exactly. With the two pieces matched together, we'd have a complete map of the Valley of the Tower Men, with distances and directions indicated and every location marked. That'd make our project worth millions.
It's in the bag. I'll go over to Judson's place tonight.
Tonight would be too late. Tom Judson's on his way right now over to see Steve King, the head of the forest rangers, with the other half, and he'll get there this afternoon. Now, I'll tell you what you do. Take Smith and head Judson off.
All right, Judson. That Indian rug.
Oh, so that's what you want, eh? I guess that rock chiseling Carver sent you after, didn't he?
Tough luck you're such a good guesser. You know too much to be left alive. Now get it. He's hit. He won't get far. Come on.
Station 6, calling all patrols. Calling all patrols. Station 6, calling all patrols.
King talking. Go ahead, Carlton.
Fire in Benson's Pass, 200 yards west of Caribou Trail.
Oh, we're practically there now. There's a fire in Benson Pass. Throw her wide open.
Got one of them.
I'll follow them. You take care of the fire.
Who did it, Tom?
They were after this rug. And I think the man who sent them was...
At least Steve King didn't get the rug and Judson is dead. That puts you in the clear.
I'm not so sure of that. Maybe Judson showed that other half of the rug to his boss, Marion Brennan, over at the trading post.
What's happened, Steve?
Tom Judson's been murdered.
Murdered? How? Who did it?
I don't know yet.
I know who done it. It was them spirits of the old towers.
Spirits don't carry guns. Tom had this Indian rug in his hand when he died. Evidently, he fell from the car just before it crashed. He lived long enough to tell me that the killers were after this rug.
Did it give you any idea who the killers were?
He seemed to know who was behind the attack, but he died before he had a chance to tell me.
What's all this, King?
Tom Judson's been murdered by some thugs after this rug. Glad you came in, Mr. Carver. This sort of thing's right up your alley. Take a look at it.
This is undoubtedly the work of the people we call the tar men. The pictures probably tell an old Indian legend.
But you don't see anything to suggest why a man should be attacked for it.
No, it probably has some value as a curio, but certainly not enough for a man to risk being hanged. Is this your only clue to the killers?
That's all. But I still think it will lead us to the killers by furnishing a motive for the crime.
What do you mean?
Well, those figures must have some significance. I'll send it to Washington along with my report on the murder. Maybe the experts there can make something of it. Would you please lock this in your safe for tonight?
Certainly, Steve.
Thanks, Marion. Goodbye, Carver.
So long, King.
.174, please.
Brennan's trading post. Oh, hello, Steve. Did you pick up any clues at Tom's place?
No, but it might help if we knew where Tom got the rug. Could you give me a list of the customers he called on today?
Surely. I'll have a look at the books. Hold the line. I'm sorry the store is closed.
That's too bad. It'll have to open again. I want Tom Judson's Indian rug.
I won't open the safe, so what are you going to do about it?
Now, Miss Brennan. Have you forgotten what happened to old Judson?
You wouldn't shoot a woman.
No, I wouldn't. That's why I brought my buddy along. He likes to shoot women. It's his hobby. But give her half a minute to think it over and then let her have it. We can always blow the safe. Quit stalling. Open it up.
Drop those guns.
Thanks, Steve.
Get the rug.
One of the boys saw King in town, so he must have gotten out of the lake. But anyway, we got the rug.
Yes, that's the most important thing. The old tower men devised the rug as a sort of a map. I deduced that much from the section I had. And I confirmed my theory when we found the old Antelope Tower.
It was a pretty valuable theory.
We'll find the same thing at the Bison and the Panther Towers and all the other old sites, thanks to Judson's section of the rug.
Why was his section so important?
Because it gave me the directions. In ancient picture writing, the sun always represents the east, so I laid the rug out accordingly. Now, this is a map of all the homesteads in the districts and the adjacent forest parks, with all the holdings numbered.
I get it. All we have to do is grab off the properties on the map that has animals showing through.
Only the animals with the arrows in them. The other old sites evidently proved to be worthless. Now, we'll start with section 12. That belongs to Hiram Bailey. Do you think you could talk him into selling?
Not Bailey. He lost one ranch across the poker table. He says he intends to hold on to this one.
Well, a gambler and his good intentions are soon parted. You go see your friend, Flush Holiday. But be careful that you don't run into King.
Hello, Marion.
Hello, Steve. Thanks. Have you found any clues at all to Tom's murder?
No. We lost our only lead when that piece of rug was stolen.
But that was just an old relic from the tower men. Why should anyone want to kill Tom over it?
That's what I've got to find out. Did Tom have any cronies who might know about the rug?
Nobody but old Hiram Bailey. They were always digging up relics, getting into arguments over them.
Well, then Bailey ought to know about the rug. You'll probably find him in a poker game over at the saloon.
There you are. There's the deed to my place, Holiday. That'll be worth $2,500 in chips.
Okay, Bailey. You're sure a sucker for punishment.
It's got to be understood that I can buy back the claim to my place if I win.
Sure, I'm not interested in homesteading. As I recall, it's my deal.
That's right.
You bet.
I'll open for 1,000.
I'm probably a sap, but I'll call it. How many cards?
Well, I'll just play these.
That a pat hand? Oh. Well, I guess I'll take 2.
Well, I'm moving in with the stacked, Holiday.
I'll call.
You ain't got a chance this time, Holiday. 4 kings.
Just a minute. 4 aces.
4 aces.
You mean 5 aces? He got his other 2 aces from the same place.
You planted it, Ranger. Nobody calls Halliday a cheat.
Take him over to the jail and hold him for assault with a deadly weapon. All right, boys, break it up. Show's all over. How do you feel?
Just like a fella had 4 kings and didn't collect.
Well, it's only a little flesh wound. I'll bind it up until you can get to a doctor.
Hello? Yes, Turner.
King spoiled a play in the poker game and Holiday's in jail. But that's not all. King and Bailey put their heads together, and I heard the old man tell King he's got a jug hid in his barn with a design on it like the one on the rug.
I guess King went right on out there.
Yeah, he just left. Bailey gave him a map showing where the jug's hid, but I couldn't get close enough to see it. Okay.
And the jug is hidden in Bailey's barn.
Well, Bailey's place is a lot nearer here than it is to town. I'll get a man and beat King out there.
All right.
You look for the jug down here. I'll take the loft.
Right.
Here comes King. Duck out of sight. Let him find the jug for us. Then we'll blast him. Things are going okay. This is a deed to the Box Alder Ranch.
Good. Did Lynch have any trouble getting it?
When most of the cattle started dying of a mysterious disease, the owners were anxious to sell at our price.
Well, we've made a good start. But we still have got a long ways to go. What about that Barton Ranch?
The old lady still refuses to make a deal.
What about her nephew, Rance? We gave him the money to persuade her to sell.
Well, he's been working on her, but no dice. Why don't I bump her off? Then Rance could sell the place to us.
That's the crude way, Spear. And besides, her death might cause an investigation that would keep us from getting all this property. Now, the ruins of the old Bison Tower are located near her house. And the Indians have a legend that at night the spirits of those ancient tower people come back and roam around.
Then an eerie light shines through the window of the tower, and the ghost of a man floats through the door and dances around. And you can hear the awfulest shrieking and moaning. It's been going on every night, and it's driving me crazy.
You see why I persuaded her to come to you.
Well, did all this start before or after you refused to sell your place?
After. Rance, my nephew, he's seen the goings-on. He went to the tower in the daytime and searched, but he didn't find no tracks nor nothing. He's scared, too. He wants me to sell out and move away.
Well, with your permission, I'd like to go out and have a look around. But you stay here with Marion until I get back, and I may have good news for you.
Come in.
Hello, King. What's on your mind?
Your aunt tells me you've been seeing ghosts around the old towers.
Boy, she imagined the whole thing.
But she said you saw them, too.
I just told her that to humor her. She's a superstitious old woman. Ever since she heard about the curse of the tower, she's been seeing ghosts. You know,
Hallucinations?
Yeah, hallucinations. That's it.
If that's true, why do you want her to sell?
Oh, I'm afraid if I don't get away from here, she's going to lose her mind.
Well, you may be right. I'll try to convince her there's nothing supernatural about it and send her back here.
Thanks, King. So long. .481. King was nosing around here and just left. Wanted to know about the ghost the old lady's been seeing. Yeah, I told him it was hallucinations. Yeah, and if that ghost shows up again tonight, she's gonna be so scared she'll be ready to sell out tomorrow morning for sure. All right, goodbye.
Who are you talking to?
What are you doing back here, King?
I wasn't quite satisfied with the story you told me about those hallucinations. Seems I was right. Who are you reporting to?
That's my business.
All right. I'll find out from the operator.
You'll find out nothing.
After I turn you over to the sheriff, I'll come back here and meet that ghost when he appears. Now, come on.
I shot at him several times, but he wouldn't go down. He must be wearing a bulletproof vest.
Well, where'd he go?
In that closet.
Catching up with us. catching up with us.
Get the property deeds that Lynch has, then you'd better lay low till we find out what King's next move will be. Bring the deeds to me at the Jones mine.
All right, Carver.
Car coming. Get out of sight. Hello, King. Any news?
None that's good. I came to find out if you'd been disturbed or annoyed by anyone trying to get possession of this property.
No, why should I be?
Well, someone's mighty interested in acquiring property around here, especially on the sites of these stone towers. Harry Lynch, the real estate agent, has made a number of questionable purchases for a man by the name of Scopes.
Scopes? Never heard of him.
Well, neither did I until this land business came up. But I have an idea it may tie in with Tom Judson's murder. I may be able to find Scopes through questioning Lynch. I'll be on my way.
Think I can beat him there? No, but you may get there in time to keep Lynch from divulging anything.
Well, hello, King. What can I do for you?
A lot, I hope. You've been buying property for a man by the name of Scopes. I want to know who he is and where I can find him.
Well, Mr. Scopes prefers to remain unknown for the present. And I can't disclose a client's business. It's not ethical.
We'll forget the ethics. Scopes is wanted on suspicion of murder. Either you produce all the documents connected with his land deals, or I'll have to assume you are Scopes and arrest you.
Oh, wait a minute. That won't be necessary. I can produce the papers, the deeds, and the list of properties I was instructed to buy.
All right, get them.
Well, there are some of them. But you'll have to promise me protection if I name the man.
Oh. Get your hands up, Ranger.
man come out of here?
Yes, he jumped in the black sedan and headed north. He's got a long start on you.
Thanks, I'll catch him. North Tower 6 and 7. Steve King calling North Tower 6 and 7.
Tower 6 answering Steve King.
This is Tower 7. What's up, Steve?
Watch for Bert Spear in a black sedan. He was headed north on the main pike when last seen, but he may change his course. Report to me the moment he's spotted.
Gotcha, Steve.
Okay. Calling Steve King. Tower 6 calling Steve King.
King, come in.
Black sedan going northwest along Ridge Route.
Fine. Keep me posted.
Right. Tower 6 calling Steve King. Tower 6 calling Steve King.
King, come in.
The black sedan has gone out of my range.
Well, Tower 7 ought to be able to pick him up now.
Calling Steve King. Tower 7 calling Steve King.
Steve King, come in.
Your man just left the highway and turned up Devil's Canyon.
Nice work. I'll let you know if I need help.
Well, I see you got him.
But not without a fight. King was there ahead of me. I had to put a knife into Lynch to keep him from squealing.
What about King?
We had quite a battle, and I knocked him cold. But there were people out in the street, and I had to beat it.
Well, you got the papers and silenced Lynch, but you'd better lie low here until dark. Hello, King. What brings you up here?
A black sedan. Seen anything of it?
Black sedan? Yes, I did see one go up the road a while ago. Why, is there anything wrong?
I'll tell you later. This is an emergency.
C calling S1. C calling S1.
S1 answering C.
King is after you, and he'll be there in a few minutes. Take care of him.
Okay.
I won't miss this time.
Get your hands up. Now get back up that ladder. Go on.
I got my man, Carver, thanks to your spotting his car going by.
Well, always glad to help. Who is this man?
His name's Spear. He was involved in the attacks on the settlers, probably the murder of Tom Judson. He's either the chief mover behind these outrages or he knows who is.
Sounds like a very dangerous man. You intend to confine him at the ranger headquarters?
Only long enough to question him and get some affidavits from witnesses. Then I'll hand him over to the federal authorities.
Well, congratulations on your catch. I'll be seeing you.
174, please. Hello, Marion. Steve.
Yes, Steve, what happened?
We've caught our friend Spear. I'd appreciate it if you'd drive over and identify him as the man who broke into your place and made off with Tom Judson's rug.
I'll be glad to. I'll leave right away. I'm going over to Ranger headquarters. Look after things till I get back.
Spear, things will go a lot easier for you if you'll cooperate and tell us why you've been hounding people into selling their property.
Who's the head man here?
I guess you're looking for me. My name's King.
I'm Ted Harmon. Got a homestead out of Two Forks. Yesterday, a couple of fellows come in, tried to buy my land. When I wouldn't sell, they shut up the place. Run off all my stock. Then they...
Why, there's one of the coyotes now.
All right, bring it up.
Yeah.
Bring it. Take it easy, Mr. Harmon. Now, suppose you sit down and write us an affidavit that will help us convict this man.
I'll write you an affidavit. It'll curl the paper.
All right, sit down.
How many D's in murder?
One. But be sure you stick to the facts.
I'm lucky that one of his bullets isn't sticking in my wishbone.
The other boys will have those fires going by now. Get to work.
Ranger Station, King.
Fire tire 6. Fires have broken out in sections 3, 18, and 34.
Well, that's an awful lot of fires to break out at one time.
Struck me that way, too. It looks like arson.
Call all stations and get every available ranger on the job. Tell them to block every road and stop anyone who might be a firebug. Looks like somebody's been starting fires. I'm going out to take charge. Keep your eye on Spear. You can witness Mr. Harmon's affidavit.
All right. There you are, Ranger. I hope it puts him up for life.
You care to say anything else, Mr. Harmon?
Yes, put your hands up. Come on, get him up. Unlock those bracelets.
You're a good actor, Hank. I couldn't figure the play until I heard about the fires.
Maybe tough getting through with the Rangers blocking all the roads.
We'll head for the lake and use the motorboat.
Here, what'll I do with this guy?
There might be some rope in that closet. We'll tie him up.
Drop that gun.
I tell you, or you'll get what they got. Now, you're going to drive me down to the lake. If we run across any rangers, you're going to give them some smart talk, understand? Now, go ahead. anything that tips him off, I'll let you have it.
Hello, Marion. You're going into the fire zone?
I'm going to turn off at the crossroads and head for the lake.
Well, that section will be all right, if the wind doesn't shift.
I hope it doesn't. Things are bad enough now.
That's right. I'd like to get my hands on those firebugs.
Let's hope you do.
Okay, Marion. Go ahead.
Drive on and you'll get the same thing.
Lee calling King. Lee calling King.
King talking. Come in, Lee.
Spears got Marion Brennan. He's forcing her to drive him to the lake. I tried to nab him, but he winged me.
Are you badly hurt?
I'll be all right. You better get after her.
Yes, she's in a tough spot. The wind's changing. It'll carry the flames to the lake section.
Take that side road.
think we get out through there?
And then King and the girl got out of it by skirting the lake shore.
That's too bad. But did you learn anything at the ranger post?
Yes. Every road and trail is being watched by rangers. They're trying to find the firebug who started the blazes. I guess we'll have to lay low until King calls them in.
But we can't afford to do that. There's a shipment of $20,000 worth ready to go right now. And I promised delivery to the buyer this week.
You'll have to delay it. We can't get that stuff past the rangers.
We must get it past some way. Stover's fur post. That's it. We'll use his furs.
I don't get it.
We'll put a box of the stuff inside of every one of those bales of fur. Those rangers will let those furs go through without a second look.
That sounds good.
Go to Stover's this afternoon and make arrangements to take the stuff over tonight. Meanwhile, have the men get ready to move it.
Right.
Thanks.
Hi, Jim.
Hello, Steve. Any clue to the firebug?
Only this kerosene can. I found it where one of the fires had started. Proof that it was arson.
Have you any idea who left it there?
No, but I thought you might have sold it and could identify the buyer.
Well, I might be able to if it's a brand I sell, but I can't tell anything from this. It's too battered and the label is burned away.
It has the name Metropolitan Oil Company stamped in the middle.
Metropolitan Oil. No, that's a brand I've never handled.
Well, do you know who does?
Seth Ledlow used to. He ran the fur post across the lake. But he sold out recently to a man named Stover.
Well, I used to know Seth, but I've never seen Stover. You know anything about him?
Only that the trappers say he's tricky.
Tricky. Well, if he knows anything, he probably won't talk. Maybe we'll try a little trickery on Mr. Stover. Timed it just right. Todd should be at Stover's place now. Maybe I do handle Metropolitan kerosene. What do you want to know for?
Well, this kerosene can was found where one of the fires were started.
Well, I didn't start any fires.
No, but you may have sold it to the man who did.
Well, how would I know? I sell to whoever buys. Settlers, trappers, or anyone else. I don't keep any records.
All right, but from now on you report to us everybody who buys kerosene from you. And that's an order. Hold it, Morgan. Bring that fur pack here. I want to check it.
You Rangers ain't got no right to keep hounding me.
We'll let up as soon as we're sure you've quit taking beaver out of season. You're in the clear this time, but watch your step. Remember what I said, Stover, about that report.
Of all the dirtiest snoopers. That's what happens when some guys get a uniform. Yeah. Nice bunch of furs you got there. You want to sell them? That's why I brought them here. How much? $40. Oh, it's a skin game, but I'll have to take it. Didn't he mention something about beavers? What if he did? Oh, nothing. But in case you find any, they're worth $100 apiece. $100? That's right. Well, maybe I can find you something for that. I thought so. Here's your money. And if you find any more, in season or out of season, I'll be glad to buy them. Can't take a chance. The Rangers are watching me too close. I gotta get in a new racket. Wait, stick around. I'm expecting a fella in here. He might be able to use you. Sit down over there and wait.
wait here till I'm through with Stover. Hold it. What's under that canvas?
Nothing.
Get rid of that trapper. We've got some business to do.
Oh, he's okay. He's looking for a connection. Maybe you could use him.
I'll talk to him after we've finished. Hey, you. Wait outside till I can see you.
See me now, Spear.
King's after us. Use him for a shield. King will have to stop to pick him up.
Stover was killed, and King got away in our boat.
Do you think Stover might have left anything over at his place that would connect him with us?
I doubt it. Stover was pretty cagey.
Well, we've got to make sure. I'd better run into town and see what I can learn. If Stover did leave any clues, we've got to stop King from running them down.
Nothing here, except a lot of bills. Looks like we're wasting our time.
Hey, wait a minute. Maybe this is what we're looking for. This looks just like the cellars on the old towers.
I thought this place looked familiar.
The fur post must have been built on the ruins of one of the old towers. Hey, take a look at this. Why, it's a rising sun, just like the one in the design on Tom Judson's rug. And an animal with an arrow through it. That was in the rug, too. You try to put these stones back in the same position as they were in before.
Okay.
I'm going across the lake and borrow a camera from Marion. We'll try to get a picture of the whole design. I'll be right back.
Thanks, Miss Brennan. See you tomorrow. Hello, King.
Hello, Carver.
I was just talking with Miss Brennan, and she was telling me what happened at Stover's. Our mystery deepens, it seems.
That's right. But I think I found something that may clear it up.
Really? What did you discover?
I found a cellar under the fur trading post, just like those under the old towers. And that's not all. On the cellar wall, I found a design similar to the one on Tom Judson's rug.
That's wonderful, Steve.
Congratulations. But what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to take some pictures of the design, have it translated. Then we'll know what Spear and his gang are after. I'd like to borrow your camera, Marion.
I'll get it for you.
You know, I'd like to see those pictures. Maybe I can help you in deciphering them.
Fine. We'll go over the prints just as soon as they're ready.
This should do the trick.
Thanks, Marion. May I borrow your car? It's much quicker than going by boat from here.
Of course.
Thanks again.
Good day.
We'll get together later.
Good. $325, please. Hello. King just found a design on the wall under Stover's that's exactly like the one on that rug. He's on his way there in Miss Brennan's station wagon to photograph it. You gotta stop him.
I'll take care of him.
That's enough.
Here he comes. He got away. We'll have to catch him at Stover's and get rid of him and that design, too. Come on.
Well, I got this puzzle together finally.
That's good. But I had tough luck. Spear tried to ambush me, so he must have known where I was going. He may be here any minute. Now, you take several pictures to make sure of getting a good one. I'll go stand guard upstairs.
You go around to the back door. I'll take the front.
Now get those hands up.
I can walk. What happened?
Never mind that now. Did you get any pictures of the design on the wall?
Yeah, just one, and the row up above started.
Well, maybe one is all we need. There's daylight ahead. Come on. Carver. Glad to see you.
Sorry to intrude, but I had to come when you phoned about the pictures. Join the Rangers, Miss Brennan?
Special deputy for this mission. I think Steve's really got something here.
There's the picture we took in the cellar under Stover's place. What do you make of it?
This is undoubtedly a similar design to that on the part of the rug Tom Judson was carrying the day he was killed.
It's the same design exactly. At least the part of the rug we saw.
Maybe your memory is better than mine. But granting that it is, I still see no reason to connect it with the outrages and the attempted land grabs that have occurred. Maybe you can read something here that I can't see to justify your theory.
No, frankly, I can't read a thing there. My theory is just a hunch based on the series of events which followed the finding of the torn piece of rug.
For instance?
Well, for instance, on the day that Tom Judson was killed, Spear stole the rug from Marion. Drop those guns.
Thanks, Steve.
Get the rug. So, Spear escaped with the rug.
But you still don't know why he wanted it.
No, but I do know that he considers the figures on the rug vitally important. At Bailey's barn, I found an Indian water jug bearing the same figures and design as those on the rug. Seems pretty clear that some mastermind is determined to keep anybody from learning the secret information contained in the picture writing. Anyhow, that's my case, Carver. The prosecution rests. Will you speak for the defense?
Not I. You're probably all wrong, but your arguments are unanswerable. What do you propose to do about it?
Well, I'll phone Capital City for a plane to pick me up and fly me there. Then I'll have an enlargement made of this and take it to the university. Dr. Statler is an expert at that sort of thing.
Statler's a sound man, and it would be very interesting to hear what he has to say about it. But I must run along now, but thanks for letting me see the pictures.
Thank you.
I understand you've been having trouble with outlaws down in your section.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm on business connected with that now. I hope this trip will clear the case up.
Wish you luck.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hello, Steve. Any luck?
No, we've covered the whole district where the pilot fell out of the plane, but there's no sign of his body anywhere. Whoever he was, he must have been trying to keep me from learning the meaning of the design on Stover's wall.
And it's connected with the attempts to acquire property.
That's right. I'm asking all the settlers to stall anyone who tries to buy their property and get in touch with me.
Well, you haven't asked me yet.
That's why I'm here. If anyone approaches you about that 40 acres you own, keep them dangling and let me know.
I'll do that, Steve.
Well, I've got the deed right here. All you have to do is sign it.
You're a little previous, ain't you? I've got to call somebody before I close the deal.
You better not mean Rangers. There's a rancher down the road tried that. And before I got through with him, he could hardly raise his arm to sign a deed.
You can't scare me. The deal's off for any price.
I'll close it with this.
Well, so that's your game, huh? Okay, give me the deed.
Marion Brennan, calling Ranger Station. Calling Ranger Station. Marion Brennan, calling Ranger Station.
King talking, Marion. Go ahead.
I saw a spear kill Mr. Holmes. He's chasing me along Pine Road.
Which way are you headed?
Toward your station.
Try to outrun him and stay headed this way. I'm leaving now. I'll keep in touch with you.
Right.
Calling Ranger Station. Steve King calling Ranger Station.
Come in, King.
I found Marion's car skidded off the road at the intersection of Spruce Lane and the main pike. Spear evidently caught her there and has carried her off.
That's bad. If she saw him kill Holmes, she's in a tough spot.
I'm going to follow the pike and look for any fresh tracks turning into the side roads. Send out a general alarm to all stations and patrols.
Right, King.
Now, Miss Brennan, sign the deed. Your 40 acres isn't worth as much as your life.
You might as well save your breath.
Put her in the storeroom while I make a call. She won't sign. She doesn't believe we dare to kill her.
A little physical persuasion might help.
I think it might. What'll we do with her after that?
I'm only interested in the deed. But after that, you can use your own judgment.
This wood shredder could make quite a persuader.
It's been disconnected, but I could hook it up in a few minutes.
All right. I'll give you a hand just as soon as I date that deed a few days ahead of the young woman's unfortunate death. Go ahead.
Steve King. Fire Tower 6 calling Steve King.
King speaking. Come in.
Somebody's flashing signals from the old paper mill. Sort of a heliographic arrangement that spells out S.O.S.
Marion Brennan, most likely. Thanks.
Changed your mind?
No.
Let's go outside and talk it over. This little device is known as a pulp shredder. Anything that goes through it is ground to little pieces. We'll show the lady how it works, Naylor. You get the idea. Now, how about a little penmanship practice?
What guarantee have I? You won't kill me anyway, even if I do sign.
There'd be no percentage in murder if I got the property. Quit stalling. Sign it. Naylor, tie her to the belt. Well, what about the signature?
You wouldn't dare do this. Untie her hands.
Stay where you are and get him up.
In another minute, the Brennan girl would have signed that deed, and we would...
Yes, I know what happened. King arrived, and she didn't sign. And we don't get her property just yet. And if King ever finds out what we intend to do with that property, we won't get it or any others.
Well, how can he learn? We've got the rug, and it's the only clue.
Yeah, but King might go over her place and find some evidence. And he'll go over it pretty thoroughly.
It'll take him months and a lot of digging.
Maybe. But first, I want to find out what he intends to do.
Kindly ship this by express at once. Yours very truly. Hello, Mr. Carver. I'll be with you in just a minute.
Take your time.
Now, what can I do for you, Mr. Carver?
I'd like to get a set of maps of all the sections north of the lake. I'm starting an archaeological exploration in that territory.
Yes, that'll be all right. Tolo will take care of you. I have to leave now. That letter's very important, and I must get it in the mail.
That's all right. Don't let me detain you.
Thank you. You'll get the maps for Mr. Carver.
Yes, sir.
Turned it on with my elbow. I'll help you.
Here's your maps.
Thanks. Electronic Research Laboratories, Boston, Massachusetts. Gentlemen, this will confirm our long-distance telephone conversation with reference to your recently perfected electric metal detector. I would appreciate a prompt reply, as is vitally necessary to find out as soon as possible if there are any valuable minerals on the property in question. Kindly ship it by express at once. Yours very truly.
If that gadget works and King finds out what's on that girl's place, why, we might as well pull out.
It'll work all right. If he gets a chance to use it. We'll watch that ranger station day and night. And when that metal detector arrives...
Hello? What can I do for you?
You can give me that metal detector. Get him up. Drop that.
Now get over there.
Where's the detector?
Harbin failed. King just turned his body over to the coroner.
Well, the fat's really in the fire now. King will put that detector to work first thing in the morning.
Well, then we'll let King find the location of the stuff with the detector.
What?
You can plant several mines at different spots over the ore strata. And I'll rig them up so that the electric impulses of the detector will set them off when it reacts to the metal in the ore.
You mean the current from the detector will blow up the mines?
Exactly. I'll have several spots staked out where you'll know just where to plant them.
We'll plant the last one over there. Here. Here they come. Hurry up.
That should give us the answer to a lot of things.
Looks like a fishing outfit to me.
Well, it is, to fish for metals. You see, an electric current passes from this and into the ground. When it picks up metals, it reflects or bounces back and shows up here on the dial. When this hand points to 100, that means we're right over the metals. Clear?
I think so.
Well, here we go. Dial's working. The strongest in that direction. Getting closer. Stay here.
I'll take care of King. You make the circle and get the girl.
Okay.
I'll take care of King. You make the circle and get the girl.
Okay.
That was close.
They must have planted mines all over the place.
Anyway, we're safe now. Let's take a look and see what it's all about.
There's a cave down there.
Looks like the explosion caved in an old passageway. I think I'll have a look. You'd better keep this. Looks like some kind of an old mine down there.
A mine? That might explain why they were so anxious to get my place.
Your place and others. Possibly there are strata of precious minerals and stones under this whole district. There's only one way to find out. That's to take these ore samples into town and have them assayed.
What'd you find out?
King's having the ore assayed, all right.
That's what I was afraid of. Are my men ready?
In the back room.
I'll send them over to the assay office immediately.
Good morning. What can I do for you?
We got a little job for you, Spencer.
I'll be glad to handle it tomorrow. But I'll be busy all of today on a special assay for Ranger King.
That's the job we got for you.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow you.
It's like this, mister. When you make out the assay for King, you'll report the stuff as bozite or any other mineral that ain't valuable.
What makes you think I'd do anything like that?
Because you'll be well paid for it if you do, and dead if you don't.
I hardly think so. Get your hands up.
So they tried to intimidate Spencer, just as you expected.
They wanted him to make a report that the ore was worthless.
Which proves the contrary. Mr. Spencer, have you any idea what the mineral is?
I didn't have a chance to finish the assay. And now I won't be able to. Your samples of ore and all the others are hopelessly mixed up. Well, we'll soon remedy that. Hale, you take that man over to the jail and lock him up. I'll go with Marion out to her place and get some more ore samples for Mr. Spencer. Okay, let's go.
From the looks of it, this mine hasn't been worked in 100 years.
Maybe longer than that. But someone's mighty anxious to start working it now. This is where I got the first ore samples.
It might be wise to get some samples from the other sections of the mine.
That's a good idea. We should see what the place looks like anyway.
This must have been the workshop of the old-time miners.
And they smelted the stuff, whatever it was, in that old oven. Well, they even piles of fuel left. They were going to put this ore through the crusher, so it must be what we want.
Remember, King's no pushover. He's tough and dangerous, so watch your step. Come on.
I think we have enough. Let's go. Get behind that rock pile over there.
You keep them pinned down. I've got an idea that'll really make things hot for them. Start moving this stuff down the pit.
ought to finish him off. Come on.
Now we know what the outlaws are after. Take a look at that.
This ore shows deposits of platinum that will run well over $1,000 to the ton.
Say, that gives you the motive for the attacks on the tower sites.
Not all of them. Doesn't it seem odd to you that Carver's been allowed to continue his excavations at the Antelope Tower without interference?
You couldn't suspect a reputable scientist like Mr. Carver.
Well, they say every man has his price, and this is a matter of millions.
What are you going to do, arrest him?
No, not yet. We haven't a scrap of evidence that would stand up in court. Therefore, we must devise a plan to decoy Carver away and search the Antelope Tower.
Hello? Speaking. What's that? I'll call you later. You were mistaken about that little bonfire of yours destroying King and the girl. They're both alive.
That's impossible.
But it's true. They escaped through the secret door in the old tower basement. And if he's had that ore essayed, King's next move will be to come out and find out what's under this tower. Get down in there and move the sacks of that high-grade ore.
What about the stuff in the tomb, the rug, the deeds, and the papers?
I'll take care of that. Bar the door as you go through the mine.
Does that mean we've got to clear out of here?
Not if we can cover our tracks. We must be ready to move fast if we have to. but I'll have King watched.
Sorry, men, there's a bad fire over at Oak Glen. We're ordering every able-bodied man to help fight it.
Why, that's unreasonable. You can't
No
come...
use arguing with me. I didn't make the law. Grab those shovels over there, jump in your car, and follow me.
I'm sure this is a trick to get me away from the tower. Slow down so I can jump out, then keep after him.
Now what?
If this place is like S.O.S and the others, there must be a secret entrance somewhere. I'll have a look. You search that stuff.
What's up? I think we've been tricked. We got to get back to the tower right away. Get that stuff into the car as fast as you can.
Looks as though I made a bad guess. There's not a sign of a secret entrance anywhere.
Steve, look. I found the Indian rug.
Well, that's it. Not only the piece Tom had, but the missing section, too.
Here's some kind of a map.
This clears the whole thing up. This transparent map was drawn to the scale of the rug. When placed over it like that, it shows the locations of the various towers. Here's the Antelope Tower, where we are now.
But some of them are pierced by arrows.
Well, the transfixed animals must show the places where platinum was found. The rising sun shows the direction of east. Evidently, Carver got possession of half the rug and found platinum here.
You're quite right, King. Get your hands up. Fortunately for me, you won't live long enough to make that statement in court. Keep him covered while I get his gun. We'll drag him into the mine. As soon as that ranger who took me to the fire finds I'm missing, he'll be back. We want to be prepared for him. man opens that door, there's going to be a big noise that neither one of you is going to hear. Unbar that door.
Looks as though you called the turn on Carver.
They haven't been going very long. Maybe we can still catch them.
Here, take this. You may need it.
Thanks. Let's go. Time in. This is the finish, Carver.
Mr. King again. I underestimated your intelligence.
Take their guns and handcuff them.
Hold it!
Carver died in the trap that he had set for us.
I told you so. It was the spirits of them old towers that got him.
But look what those same spirits did for me and the other people who have towers on their property. Why, those platinum mines the tower people opened up will make us all rich.
It'll be haunted money. And as long as you've got any of it left, I wouldn't marry on a bet.